Hello, my name is Marius Bonchica, and welcome to my final project, Automating Betting System software, developed for module CO 698. The project is published and live and can be viewed at both.danielbonchica.com. Yes, and this project introduces sophisticated automated betting system that use mathematically controlled algorithms to improve the chances of winning in the sports exchange markets. The software primary purpose is to optimize betting tactics, giving users the chance to increase their win rate as much as 10%, noteworthy objective for both new and seasoned gamblers. The automated betting system is based on proven mathematical techniques such as martingale and Fibonacci strategies, combined with Betfair API integration to execute precise bets on stock market, utilizing the principle of back and lay betting. The system take advantage of market fluctuation to develop profitable strategies. The rationale behind the software is this automated betting method was developed with the fundamental goal of developing a dependable, data-driven strategy for boosting stock market profitability while lowering the risk. The technology offers a comprehensive mechanism for real-time decision-making and bet execution by fusing mathematical techniques like the Fibonacci and martingale algorithm already mentioned above, with the potent capabilities of the Betfair API. The aim of this automated betting system is to provide a sophisticated data-driven platform that enhances both the betting experience, utilizing advanced mathematical algorithms and the real-time market integration. So the system seeks to maximize winning potential, ensure efficient and real market engagement, offer comprehensive risk management, provide automation and scalability, and promote responsible gambling. Method. In regards to methodology, we implement the agile and methodology which emphasize iterative development and responsiveness to change ideal for real-time systems like betting platforms. The risk management techniques, uh, we I predefine automation rules that mitigate the emotional bias and dynamic staking that adjust best size relative to the balance. Is implemented a stop loss system to protect the lost capital. Methodology in regards of multi-bot architecture and scalability, yeah, is the system is creating an independent bots that can cover multiple markets to diversify the strategy. It enhances the profitability but raises ethical and regulatory concerns. As well, at this section, I can mention that the bots architecture can be expanded to a vortex of bots. That means you can control a multiple bots in a way they can join the market to manipulate the market price. Yes, so that is creating a vortex. Yeah. In regards to the project management tools, I use Kanban and Gantt charts. Kanban for visual and adaptive workflow, and Gantt charts for track timelines and milestones. Research techniques used are surveying questionnaires. Uh, I I use questionnaires to get the user expectation and adoption barriers. So I was relying on their opinion about if they are aware of the automated system implementation in the sport exchange, if they not understand the sport exchange difference between the an exchange market and the sport book, or if they ever use and what expectation they have, if they are familiar with mathematical techniques, Fibonacci or Martingale, and if they trust and what expectation they have uh, about from a boat, and how they see what if they see the possibility to adapt or configure their own boats to their own decision. So observation were conducted to study user interaction with existing betting platforms, focusing on behavior, preferences, and pain points. We notice the preference for simplicity. Users who are less familiar with betting platforms tend to favor systems that provide clear instruction and streamlined procedures, which emphasizes the need of an intuitive user interface. Algorithm trust. The necessity for transparency and user-defined parameters is highlighted by the fact that whereas seasoned users value algorithm-driven system, novice users voice skepticism and a need for control over choices. Research techniques for real-time updates. It was clear how crucial dynamic decision-making and real-time data were particularly in play betting situation. Usually regularly modify their plans in response to the state of the market. Ethical consideration research. Many customers view self-exclusion choices and loss limitation as essential component of responsible gambling, indicating an increasing concerns for more behavior in the betting sector. Methodology in UX and user interface design consideration. So it's very important the visual clarity and intuitive interaction, the consistency, the feedback and simplicity, the iterative troubleshooting and testing. Requirements classified in functional and non-functional requirements for this. Yeah. In regards to functional requirements needed to be satisfied for the project are automated backend execution. The system must automate backend betting strategies based on the pre-configured algorithm, and users should be able to customize betting parameters like stake, odds, or recovery mode. Algorithm integration that supports the martingale and Fibonacci algorithms and dynamicy of these algorithms, switching from a threshold or to another or from a market to another. Better API integration, so real time data is essential for this project to the market and to placing a bet order. Risk management features, option for stop loss, take limits, and bankroll management to minimize losses, alerts and notification for unusual market behavior or potential risk. Is Another functional requirement is user dashboard. Is comprehensive needs to be a comprehensive dashboard to display active bets, performance metrics, and account statistics, and filters for detailed reports based on date, market, and betting strategies. A recovery mode is a feature to recover from losses using calculated stakes based on the predefined strategies and displays recovery progress and outcomes in real times. The multi-bot support enables user to deploy multiple bots simultaneously and operate at different markets or strategy. The non-functional requirements for this project are user-friendly interface, performance and scalability, reliability, data privacy, and transparency. Design, development, and testing. The design architecture layers are presentation layer, business logic layer, and integration layer. The presentation layer, yeah, uh, for the presentation layer, I created low fidelity wireframes who are used to convey the general idea to someone and usually show the blueprint or outline for a proposed application. They don't concentrate on any aspects of styles. These kind of wireframes are always in grayscale and lack details about font colors and graphics. In the image this on the right side, we can see the home page, low fidelity wireframe, and here the user registration, low fidelity wireframe, user login. In this one, user profile, user bets history, user bots progress, admin bots control. Uh, as well, high fidelity wireframes was used, which are accurate presentation of the product final design or prototype. In contrast to the low fidelity wireframes, these designs to showcase the finished product with colors, graphics, fonts, and other graphical aspects. As you can see here, we have the registration form, a simple and intuitive registration form for user to register, a login form, a user profile that is showing all the details and enables the user to edit and update his details. User bet history, when you can see all the history of the bets, manual bets or bot bets, user active bots, or yeah, and all their uh, buttons to access, like update, live, progress, delete. The user start new bot form, Yeah, that enables users to start a new bot and have all these variables that he can set up. Yeah, the AI bot progress and recovery lines, that's showing all the progress of the bot, like all the bet executed and the result. Yes. The admin panel have as well access to all the users' activity. So here you can see all the active bets of the users, the all the bots of the user, and you can monitor and as well control all the bots from the admin panel. The admin group configuration. This is more about control over the entire bots that can basically create the vote as mentioned earlier in a presentation. The admin bot progress. Yeah, we can see the progress of each bot. Yeah, use case diagrams was used to model the various behavior and function that a user may encounter in a system. As we can see here, the user will log in the system, will configure betting parameters, will initiate and monitor bots, and view performance and metrics. As well, another actors will be Betfair, who will give access to real-time market data, and the system administrator, that's the admin, who can view and monitor as well the performance and metrics. Sequence diagrams was used to illustrate the interaction flow between the user, bot, and Betfair API. So initial, we check if user is registered. If not, we register. Otherwise, we log in, we configure a bot, we validate input, we receive confirmation, and we finish. Or we initialize a bot, we fetch the market data, we place a bot, we wait for Betfair API response, we update the dashboard, and we finish. Enti- Entity relationship diagrams are as per the photo described, where we have the user, the market data, the risk manager, that's the admin, and the bot. Yeah, and each of them they show the parameters and the functions and the relationship between them. The site map is a very simple one with a home page, a register, login, and admin dashboard. Yeah. Uh, Development. The system seeks to maximize automating betting system results through accurate stake management and real-time reaction mechanisms by combining WebSocket communication, Betfair API integration, and dynamic mathematical models like Fibonacci and Martingale. The system uses JSON files for lightweight data, organized data, Redis and MySQL for storage and state management, and PHP for backend development. Furthermore, I incorporated a progressive web application setup that facilitate improved accessibility and device agnostic use. Auth- Development of authentication layer. Authentication layer in regards to Betfair authentication layer. Yeah, we are concentrating here on retrieving and managing the access token, which are securely stored on a remote server by establishing a secure connection with Betfair using login credential, and then we receive in the response a token which is valid for 12 hours. We store this token for in a JSON file, and we're gonna perform an automated relogin every 12 hours, and we restore again the token, so we make sure we have always accessible access to a valid token. The user authentication layer is responsible for auth- auth- authentication of the user using credentials such as username and password. And here I had to sanitize the input to prevent XSS injections. That means user can't insert different characters like smaller or words like smaller script or commands of database one or one. Development of event management. This feature allows for quick retrieval and low execution latency by retrieving live sports events and storing them in paginated JSON files. Using the token that we saved in the login management, we gonna perform a request to the Betfair, passing the token, and we require from Betfair specific data about events in the sports we want, like football. Each each of them they have different codes when we pass, like 7 for football, 4 for tennis, and then we're gonna receive all the data to a TLS connection continuously. We're gonna save this data to a JSON file. We prepare it in a pagination way. I prepare it in a pagination way. So basically, each data I'm receiving, I'm saving in a JSON file. Each JSON file have 10 market IDs. Yes, and then I can call from the front end using WebSocket. Yes, the page number, and that will send me back using WebSocket technology all the details and updates every second about that page and market IDs inside that JSON file. Developing the automating basis system I use a set of adjustable parameters such as market type, back and lay, stake amount, recovery technique, uh, and timing if it's a live or a pre-match one, and a very important part, an adjustment of market value or back rate, minimum back rate, maximum back rate, and relation between minimum back rate and minimum lay rate. It's very important to consider this because difference between them is saying how much money are in that market. And for example, you can't bet £1,000 on a market on a back if somebody else didn't bet £1,000 on a lay. So we need to check if this market is viable for us to place £1,000. So if it's not, we're not gonna place it because Betfair is not gonna match. It's gonna match only maybe £1 or £2 or £100. So we need to monitor the market as well, and all these differences are, if we adjust it right, are gonna minimize the time of checking and execution. Developing a configuration and state storage. I use MySQL to handle user and bot recalls, and Redis for a quick in-memory configuration and state tracking. As you can see in the picture, I'm connecting to a server of Redis using TSP, and then I'm saving different keys that I can after uh, check without having to open the connection of MySQL all the time. The reason of using this is because MySQL can limit the number of connection you can have per second, and there are some information that we we are loading all the time, like state configuration or switch sport configuration state, that we don't want to open a database connection. We can use a JSON file or a Redis. In this case, I use Redis, that I can store a key because more likely this they don't get change every second. They get change only if admin will make a change. So I'm using Redis without having to open a new connection in a database. uh, Developing the user interface. The system real-time betting interface and bone control panel were designed with a strong focus and responsive design, ensuring seamless usability across various devices, including desktop, tablets, and smartphones. I use a bit of animation and uh, 3D animation, yeah, to make the site more interactive. Yeah. So, and as well, the interface provides users with intuitive navigation with clear visual feedback and live updates for ongoing bets, odds fluctuation, and bot activity. As we can see in the future, we can see a bot and all the details about the bot, like sport, if which sport is using, and as well the state of the bot, and we can have access to all the progress of the bot, update the bot with the new parameters, delete the bot, yeah, or stop or restart the bot. I consider necessary to install a progressive web application, and I use server workers to implement that. So that will handle background tasks such as fetching and caching resources, enabling the application to remain functional and responsive even when offline. In visual design of user dashboard, this is the section of the bots. Same like the previous one, we can see the bot states. Here we can see the user dashboard profile, yeah, which is showing all the details of the user, and user can edit and update his details like password, name, date of birth. Yeah, this is the user dashboard wallet where user can top up, deposit into his account his I use crypto payment here where he can connect his wallet. Yeah, and basically create a. I created a Web3 integration here where he will transfer to a different custodial wallet address, and once I receive the success, I will update the balance. Or he can have the simple option where he can and is already integrated where payment will be done through the PayPal account. And for this, I implemented a PayPal APN listener, yeah, to double check the transaction instead of only using the URL to pass success, which can be hacked. So I double checked, yeah, to receive a confirmation about the transaction ID, make sure this is not a duplicate, this exists in the on PayPal and it has been already processed. So it's a double check, yeah, which will give us a 1 second delay in updating the balance. In this photo, you can see the sport exchange platform. Basically, this is like a sport book, simple sport book application where you can see the event, all the rates in real time, and you can place a manual bet like you can do on any other sport books. Yeah, starting a boat. Yeah, this is the complexity of variables used in the boat, where a user can select the sport like football, tennis, cricket, greyhound. He can choose the bet type, a back that means with the player, or a lay that means against the layer. You can choose a minimum bag rate. Here there are some presets that I already been testing, and I know these are real market data, like 1.1 to 1.4 minimum and maximum back rate, and a minimum lay of 1.11, 1.42. Uh, to explain to the users, the difference between back and lay should be always like zero point 0.1, zero point 0.2 to that will indicate the real market data, and that there will be market in the data if you start the bot on that market. Yeah, but you can as well double check that with the next configuration variable like minimum market value or maximum market value. You have the option to automate your bets in live events and or pre-game events, and you can choose which time will you want the bot to bet, like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 1 day, 3 days before the game starts. Yeah. As well for live events, you can set this if you want the bot to enter later in the game to monitor the game. So you can start at the beginning or minute 60, minutes 20. You can set up this with the live events time data. You can choose a stake and the rate decrease. Rate decrease is very important because this will give you an assurance that your bet will be placed and matched on the market because dates are fluctuating all the time. Yeah, a 3% is a reasonable decrease uh, to make sure that your bet will 100% be matched. The extra recovery amount is how much you want to recover in case you lose a bet. And then, according martingale strategy, you're gonna place a bet to recover the previous loss only, or you can add an extra recovery amount on top of that. Yeah, and split loss. The maximum recovery amount is the split loss. Actually, the split loss amount. So basically, if we reach this amount of recovery, the bot will split this loss over the next bets. So instead of betting, let's say £1,000 to recover a loss of 600, we're gonna split this over the future 10 or 20, whatever we use in our form, uh, to split it over this new upcoming events. In 4D recovery mode, we have different variables because we want to go this because here the amount will increase and we want to make sure we enter more secure market, so we can adjust here different minimum recovery rate or maximum recovery rate, yeah, or minimum market value. So that means maybe you want to recover only when there are important games, yes, not on any game. Yeah, the bot progress is showing all the configuration, all the progress of the bot. Yeah, and is update the software is updating with real data all the time. The admin bots configuration, here we can monitor all the bots and we can switch the bots from one sport to the other based on time, like every 4 minutes to be switched from football to sport, or we can, if it's a bad, let's say, if a bad day or a bad event, let's call it bad events time, and we start the bots start losing multiple deals on, let's say, on football, we can adjust to stop betting on that market and switch to a different market after a certain amount of losses are occurred. Here you can see the admin users panel where you can edit the user, delete or deposit the funds. We can monitor financially, so we can see all the request, withdraw request, or the money deposited for each account. When I when I deployed it on a server, we have these options. If you use a Linux servers, you'll have to use screens to start your cron jobs. Or if will be on the Windows machine, you can use the simple command of PHP to run a script in a loop. Yeah, in this case, I use on deployment. I use a Linux server, so I had to use screens to start my PHP loops. Yeah, but in order for me to monitor that and uh, not to be connected to the SSH root console all the time, I created a mini application that will monitor the console, and I can restart the scrolls or I can check their progress. Yes, or I can stop a scroll, a screen. Yes, as you can see in this picture here, I have access to the script that is monitoring the bets and is sending to Betfair the bets we have active, and we receive the response about that bet, if it's match, if it's finished, yeah, if it's a loser was a winner, and we can monitor this using this interface instead of being connected to the console. Testing. To ensure a dependable and efficient and user-friendly system, a multi-layer testing methodology was employed. This required integration, load acceptance testing, all supported by iterative feedback cycles that directed continuous development. The integration testing ensures seamless data flow across modules like the database, WebSocket handler, and API interface. I verified the real-time data integrity and synchronization across system components. The load testing that simulates the concurrent the demand to identify bottlenecks under stress. I discovered performance limits. That led to optimization in Redis and WebSocket handling and database access. Acceptance testing validates usability and functional completeness over the progressive web application interface with real users. I improved the user interface design and ensured multi-device compatibility, iterative bugs and fixing optimization, continuously refine performance and reliability to test cycles. I resolve bugs and handle edge cases and enhance user experience incrementally. Integration testing to ensure precise delivery of market data to bots via the API. I done a lot of testing to make sure, as you can see here, this is a console screenshot that we can see the data received and updated through the API. Appropriate for integration testing to appropriate management of token expiration and API outage. This is screen result of a script that's performing the login verification with Betfair. We retrieve the token and we save the token. Uh, because sometimes when you deploy on a server, we encounter issues like CPU limits that the server we are hiring are doing it. Yes, I saw that sometimes some data loss will occur because of these limits. So in order to be protected and not to lose that, I implemented a recovery database using Redis to save some keys in case any connection failed and we can't update, or is an error while updating something through a connection to database. Then I integrated a recovery database that is retrieving the previous key saved and is bringing back the database to the latest update. That will ensure us a data loss free application. So The real-time bidirectional information transfers via the WebSocket channels. As you can see in the photo here, we are updating the interface using WebSocket with real-time data, and it's essential to do that because placing a manual bet, as per this example here, yeah, is necessary to have a good and strong WebSocket connection and update of the interface. Load testing, in regards to load testing, here we can see the CPU usage, which may increase every time we start a new bot. The limit noticed on this is 1,000 bots will reach up to 66% of the CPU. Memory usage at the moment is at 36% when one bot was deployed, but usually it's going above 60% to it when we have like 20 running bots. The load average, yeah, depends on how many events we are processing in the same time, how many events are on the market, yes, and we can monitor this as well. Acceptance testing. For acceptance testing, 10 users were asked to engage with the platform after technical testing, and we made sure that access was granted, and we focused on areas of feedback and key improvements and implement of enhanced elements for better clarity, added help for tooltips, and improved cross-device layout and responsiveness. Iterative improvement to testing cycles. Every testing cycle produce useful information. Minor issues like user interface glitches or race condition in file handling were fixed right away. Edge cases were protected against, such as managing partial WebSocket disconnects or handling incorrect API tokens. The system became available on a virtual server, as I said, and testing were finished to replicate real-world scenarios and confirm scalability, responsiveness, and reliability under actual use. The outcome was quite encouraging and validated the platform's production readiness. Accessing the application, the system I developed, as well as a progressive web application to guarantee a smooth and adaptable user experience. This implies that customers don't need to install any software to access the entire program to any contemporary web browser. User can also choose to install a progressive web application on desktop and mobile devices, which allows for a native app-like experience with push notification and offline caching. The application can be accessed at www.bot.danielponchica.com. So, in conclusion, this system real-time modular architecture effectively accomplishes its main goal of automating sporting betting by using a WebSocket connection, integrating with Betfair API, and allowing users to create bots for different sports and tactics. The platform offers accuracy and flexibility. The use of mathematical models such as Fibonacci and martingale significantly increase the system's strategic depth. These models provide a level of systematic risk management that is particularly useful for balancing potential recovery with long-term stake increase. For example, the Fibonacci system provides a less aggressive strategy appropriate for extended betting sessions, while the martingale system aids in recouping losses through stake progression. By automating key logics, the technology reduces human error and ensures consistent plan execution. Mapping the aims to objectives are the better API integration, the real-time decision making, the mathematical betting logic, the user configurable bots, and the multi-sport adaptability. Recommendation for future work. Several cutting features and infrastructure upgrades are suggested to significantly improve the platform functionality and performance, such as machine learning integration or multi-exchange support or cloud services. The machine learning integration offers a fantastic opportunity to boost the system intelligence. As well, we can uh, create models that are monitoring these exact markets that we are betting on. Yes, and we can store this data and refer to it as a predictive model to show us the possible result in the next future. The multi-exchange support, instead of relying only on Betfair events, we can integrate multiple market exchange as markets or matchbook, which will improve redundancy and provide customer with access to a wider range of odds and liquidities. Moving to the platform of cloud services like Amazon service or cloud service will significantly improve scalability and maintainability. Software can be viewed at bot.danielmonchica.com and the source code can as well be downloaded from there. Thank you for watching this, and now let's move on to uh, the application. So if we go to www.danielmonchica.com, yeah, here we can see, let's go home. Let's go home. Yeah, this is the home page where it's like an introduction of the page explaining the intention of the software and the possibility of the software. Yes, yeah, we can log in, we can have a menu. I'm already logged in, but in case you are not logged in, you can register. So let's log out and see the exact roadmap. Yes, we can log in or we can register. Yeah, filling the register form and register, or we can just log in. Yeah, after login, we will be redirected to the user profile page. Yeah, that will show you as well the stake, the exposure, if you have any bets active. Yeah, all your details, or you can edit and update your details. Yeah, we can manage as well the wallet. Yeah, where we can deposit using Web3. So let's see. If I want to deposit now, it's gonna connect the wallet. Yeah, annual deposit using Ethereum or BNB. That means you'll transfer to my custodial wallet. Or you can use PayPal. Issue here is already integrated. Yeah, so as you can see here, you're gonna pay, and you're gonna pay my company basically. Yeah, once you do this, the balance will get updated. You can see all the history of transactions. You can see here that was part of my testing as well. And you can see that you have the options to withdraw. That will send a request. Yeah, already it's already connected. Yeah, or you can ask the you can send a request with the amount, sort code, account number, and I'm gonna process that manually. Well, okay. In the terms of sport exchange, here we can see all the events. Yeah, and we can place manual bets. I integrated as well a voice command application. Yeah, this is a live event, and this is the data. This is the rate of back, rate of lay. This is the body they are getting bet now live on this market. So you can see in real time what people are betting on this game. Yeah, and this is how you place a bet. Let's choose again this more safer one, and you place a bet. Yeah, bet is placed successful. Yeah, and you can go for tennis. Here is showing you as well. I added some extra features like who's actually serving. I use a different link for API, yeah, to retrieve this live data about the events, score, and who's having the ball in his hand. Yeah, and then we have cricket and horse racing. Yeah, so there are no live events now here. And greyhound. Okay, let's go back to dashboard, and we can see our sport bots section. Yeah, at the entrance here we can see the stake, the return. That's the profit you had today. That's the stake, and that's the exposure. That means how many bets you have now live, and you are waiting for the games to finish and receive end result. In my bets here, you can see all the active bets or all the settled bets that the bot or even manually you done it. Yeah, this is all the active ones. Yeah, in case this one is not matched, as you can see, we receive the response of executable. So you can do a cash out. Cash out means you basically place a back if it's a lay bet or a lay if it's a bet against it. Yeah, that will cancel your bet. In my bot section, yeah, we can start a new bot. As you can see, we can select any of the market here, tennis, football, yeah. The bet type, the back and the lay, we can adjust the minimum back lay, maximum back lay, minimum and maximum lay. As well the market value, which is very important because you don't want to go in a market which nobody wants to bet on. Or you can choose a maximum one in case you don't want to go for the bigger games, or you find it suspiciously to bet on a game on bigger games like Manchester versus Real Madrid, or I don't know which, whatever you find suspicious. Live events, you can choose live events, or you can choose before start, and you can adjust the time before start. That will be 10 minutes, 11 minutes, or whatever. Yeah, so live, let's say live events, stake is one, the amount uh, to bet, and the rate decrease means how much you want to decrease the rate. So let's say if the live rate is 1.27, you want to decrease by 3%, you want to place a bet of 1.25. The extra recovery amount is how much you want to recover when you have a recovery, if you want to add extra recovery amount to the calculation. The maximum, that's a stop loss limit in case the bet is reaching a maximum, let's say here 5 or 300 pounds. That means we are not gonna place the bet, and we're gonna split this 300 over x multiple of lines. In case of 10, we're gonna split on 30 future 30 pounds future 10 bets. For recovery mode, we're gonna have a minimum recovery rate and maximum recovery rate adjustable. So in case we want to change the strategy of recovery mode, yeah, we can adjust this to make sure we place less amount, because increasing these numbers uh, de- will mean decreasing the amount of you're gonna need to place to recover. And you can as well adjust the market you want to bet. So in case you want to go with let's say um, games with more money already in the market, then you usually do. And you can adjust as well the type of uh, recovery, if you want to enable, if you don't want to enable, or if you want to do only recovery. In case you have too many recoveries, you can just want to wait for the right game to come for recovery and not place any new bets. Yeah, is already about running here, is not doing any bets at the moment because the market, but we'll do it in the meantime. Yes. The admin dashboard is more complex than the user dashboard. Yeah, having more options like restart all bots, stop all bots, and recovery. The one I presented in the presentation, where you can recover in case any data is getting lost. So you go to the previous state. We can see all the state of the bots. Yeah, we can start a new bot for a user. Yeah, with the same parameters as the user does. Yeah, and we can as well clean the progress so we don't store unnecessary data over a period of time. Yeah, and we can do a group configuration. Group configuration is allowing the admin to control bots as a vortex. Yeah, so we can have a sport switch value. That means if you have a bot on football, if he's losing more than 200 pounds, the total recovery amount of that bot is, let's say, 200 pounds. You want to switch that to tennis. Yeah, the boss priority when they execute bets can be as well adjusted, like total recovery, max line, date, or randomly. Yeah, we can limit the amount placed on a player. So that's the total amount allowed for that player in our database. We can as well start a new strategy is called back to lay. That means back to lay means we are doing both bets in the same time. Yeah, we can do it all the time, like to any bet, or you can do it after a certain amount. After a certain amount, let's say 300. After 300, you're gonna place a bet, and you're gonna place an executable lay, yeah, to a lower rate to make sure you have a guaranteed profit of, let's say, 3%. Or you're gonna place the other way around, a lay and a back. Yeah, we have the option as well to activate auto sport switch, yeah, and select bots individually. Yeah, so it's a bit complex on the admin side as well. You can stop the bots, see all the user bots, update the bots. Yeah, reset means you are clearing all the progress of a bot. Yeah, and here you can see the bot's progress. Yeah, you can see all with admin can have access to all the users. Just log in here. So we can have access to users. Yeah, we can edit, we can deposit for users. Yeah, we can see the financial history and withdrawal request. Yeah, so that's the withdrawal request, and we can approve, reject, or deny. Yeah, so let's say here we can approve this. Yeah, and we can see all the transactions, yeah, for users, and I have a filter implemented here. We can adjust it only. We can see only the users, all the users. Yeah, so only for one user. As well, when using Betfair API, it's important to use a proxy because sometimes Betfair is giving an error if you use the server IP address. So in order to implement that, I use a core proxy integration, and in the admin panel, I created a form that I can update it in case expire or is a timeout issue. As well is implemented a notification that I will receive on the email if is a long time connection between uh, um, application and Betfair. And I know something wrong is with the proxy, so I can always replace the proxy from here. Yeah, we can as well update the password, normal CRUD operation of the admin, or we can track the IPs of the users and their activity on our website or application. Okay, in the terms of monitoring, yeah, I, I created, as mentioned in the presentation, a small web application that is monitoring the console, yeah, through SSH root access or of a Linux server. Yeah, so from here we can see we have I'm connecting to through SSH, yeah, to the console, and as you can see, this is the script that is PHP script running in a loop, yeah, that is monitoring the bet activity. So once we place a bet, you have a market ID. We store the market ID. We send it to the bet, and then using an array, and then we receive all these details about it uh, in real time. Yeah, because sometimes they get matched completely or not completely, and then or we receive data about game being suspended or if he's a winner or a loser. As well, I can stop this or I can restart it. Yeah, or I can restart it. So instead of me being all the time connected to the console. And then we have as well for the bots, I can monitor all the bots. That's the switch mechanism, yeah, which is doing the switch of the bots, yeah, over the period of time set. This is the betting system. Yeah, is a screen cron job, yeah, that is running the automation of the bets. So he's monitoring all the bets, he's calculating the recovery, he's prioritizing the bots, and then he's making a decision if he's gonna place a bet and which type of bet will be a recovery or a simple bet. So for each bot individually. Yes, and as well we have access to stop or restart this. We have a sport mechanism, so we can start the monitoring the sports, the login, or an automation of the automation. Yeah, where we can restart all these screens in case is gonna be a glitch in the server, or something goes wrong with processing time. Okay. That being said, I hope you enjoyed my presentation. I wish you a good day. Bye bye.